All right, folks. So I know I've been doing a lot of the shorts. Been a while since I did a full video here, but I try to keep this video short. I didn't really have time to go through and do all the divisions like I wanted to, so I'm going to do this video so I can finish out the last three divisions that I didn't do, predict the playoffs, and then predict the games today that's starting very soon. So I did the NFC North. I left off there. So I'm going to do the AFC North here. I did this on NFL playoff on playoffpredictor.com where you can pick game by game. I got the Baltimore Ravens winning the division at with a record of 12-5 on the season, which is not a big surprise because the Ravens are indeed a top dog. You look at them, Lamar Jackson, all of those guys. Ravens winning the AFC North. I got Cincinnati at 9-8. I just think their defense is not good enough. I love Joe Burrow. I love Jamar Chase. Those guys are great former LSU Tigers and great NFL players in general. I love the offense in every way. T. Higgins, all those guys. Offensive line has a few question marks, but the big issue down there in Cincinnati is the Bengals defense. You know, they waited to the last second to re-sign Trey Hendricks. He took a team-friendly contract, but I think 9-8 at best right there. I think they're right where they were last year. The defense will cost them a lot of games. Pittsburgh 9-8 as well because Mike Tomlin doesn't have losing seasons. I think Aaron Rodgers is an upgrade over what they had. I still don't think he's great, but played well at the end of the season last year. Give the man some props on that. I think they'll be in playoff contention all year long. The Cleveland Browns are going to be a train wreck to be expected. I got them going 2-15. So we move on now to the South divisions. We'll do the AFC South first. Houston's been a team that's ran that division. I expect them to win it again. I got them going 10-7. Think they're going to be a good football team again. C.J. Stroud took a step back. He's a really good quarterback, man. I like C.J. Stroud. He lost a lot last year, though. You do have to give him the fact that they lost so many players on that offensive line. Well, the offensive line was just bad more than losing a lot of players on it. It was a bad offensive line. It killed them. If you watch that Jets game they played on Thursday Night Football, it was hard to watch. Also, well, their defense is great, but he also lost a lot of receivers. So I think the defense will help carry that team a lot this year, more than C.J. Stroud. And with that defense and that division, I see them winning 10. I think Indy's a team that's better than people think. People don't want to give Indy a lot of credit, but I'm going to give Indy some credit. That team's been right around 500 and a little over 500 right in there for the last 3 years, and they've had piss-poor quarterback play every year. So they found a way to win games with bad quarterback play. So I believe they will still win games with bad quarterback play. I got them at 8-9. That won't be good enough to make the playoffs, but they're going to be highly competitive. Jacksonville Jaguars 6-11. Trevor Lawrence, man, you really need to have a big year this year, and you really need to get things going. I got you 6-11 because I just don't believe in Jacksonville. What I've seen from them, their new coach Duval. Yeah, I don't. we know he said Duval. Yeah, I don't see that team having a great season. I think that their ceiling though, they can have a winning season, maybe make the playoffs, but I don't believe in them, so I got them 6-11. They got question marks. They got a couple running backs that are pretty good, but we don't know who the bell cow is or who's the number one guy. Is it Tank? Is it ETN? Trevor Lawrence, you've been inconsistent, getting paid elite quarterback money and been average to below average. Tennessee Titans 5-12. I really like Cam Ward, but I don't like too much around him. I don't really like his receivers and the other guys they got out there. I think they got a long ways to go. I'm not sure what I think about Callahan as a coach, but they got a ways to go. I got them 5-12, which I think is more. I think they won 4 games last year. NFC South, going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers again. This will be the 5th year in a row, I believe. At 10-7, they're a good football team. Baker Mayfield's really good. There's no reason to not think that the Bucs are going to win that division. Falcons 7-10. Falcons, they got potential, but so many question marks. New Orleans Saints and Carolina Panthers at 6-11. I think the Saints will be better than people think because people think they're going to win 2, 3 games and just be terrible. But I mean, I don't know how long Spencer Rattler is going to be in there before they go to Tyler Shook, or if they're going to stick with Rattler the whole year. But I just think that they got a couple really good receivers. They got Alvin Kamara, big time running back. They got some players on defense. I think there's pieces there. They'll find a way to win games. The Superdome's still a tough place to play in. Carolina, I mentioned 6-11. I think Carolina is a team that's improving. I really like the way Bryce Young played the second half of last year. They could be a sneaky candidate to get up to like 8, 9 wins, but I'm sticking them at 6 right now, even though I think they could be better. So those are the 3 divisions that I did not previously do in my shorts. I have the other 5 divisions in my shorts. Make sure you go back and check that out. So my playoffs, based off a playoff predictor, I had the Baltimore Ravens first in the AFC. So I got 3 teams in the AFC all going 12-5. I got the Ravens for tiebreakers. First going 12-5, second being the Kansas City Chiefs at 12-5, and third being the Buffalo Bills at 12-5. Wild cards, Houston Texans last division winner, 10-7. First wild card, Denver Broncos, 10-7. Cincinnati Bengals, 9-8 wild card. Pittsburgh Steelers, 9-8 wild card. I'm a little disappointed that playoff predictor ended up with those, but I picked the game first, so I'm not biasly influenced to go back and change anything because my favorite team, obviously the Miami Dolphins, also have going 9-8, but missing the playoffs. I had them losing to Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, which I think those are games that are actually winnable games, but the way it turned out, I had them losing both of those games, so those 2 teams are in the playoffs. The Dolphins are not. The Raiders, my surprise team in the AFC, also 9-8, missing the playoffs. They're going to surprise a lot of people. I think Geno is going to steady the ship. I think Ashton Genty is going to be really good. They're going to be a really competitive team. New England Patriots, most people's darlings, I have them at 8-9. I think they're going to be a much improved team, but not make the playoffs. NFC, I got the Eagles 12-5, first place. Detroit's going to take a step back in the regular season because of the new coordinator situation and all. They're going to have to do a little reestablishing, but I got them 11-6 division winner. Tampa Bay 10-7 division winner. San Francisco winning a highly competitive, old-time struggling NFC West at 9-8. I got Green Bay first wild card 11-6. I got Washington second wild card 10-7. Cowboys of Dallas last wild card at 9-8. The Rams will miss it at 9-8. And then the Seahawks at 8-9, just short. And the New York Football Giants, my surprise team in the NFC. I love the Giants defense. If they can just get good enough play for Russell Wilson, this could be a playoff team. I got them at 8-9. So the way I would predict it from here, AFC, you got the Ravens. They're going to have a bye. The 2 seed is the Chiefs, so that means they would open with the 7th seed. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I think they would have no problem beating the Steelers in that situation. The Buffalo Bills are the 3 seed. They would have a lot of problems with the Cincinnati Bengals there, but I'll give it to Buffalo. Their experience, Josh Allen. Give me the Bills there. I think Houston and Denver, I think for the first time we've seen Houston get in there and beat the wild card teams the last 2 years. I think this time Denver as a wild card will take out Houston in a very good competitive game. So from that point on, you'd be looking at Baltimore and Denver in the next round. Give me Baltimore, Kansas City, and Buffalo. Buffalo's not shown they could beat Kansas City. So guess what? I'm going to flip the script this year, and I'm going to give the Bills that win in Kansas City in the playoffs. I think Josh Allen will finally pull it off and get the win, but I don't think he gets to the Super Bowl because I like the Ravens to beat the Bills in the rematch of today's game, and the Ravens will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. For the NFC, I got the Eagles as the number 1 seed. They'll get a bye. Number 2 seed, the Detroit Lions. They'll take on number 7, the Dallas Cowboys, and of course, Detroit will win that game. Dallas, they're going to be competitive all year, I think. They looked good the other day. Dak's still a really good quarterback. People don't want to give him his props a lot of times. CeeDee Lamb did a little choke job the other day, but he's one of the best receivers in the game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, number 3 seed. I think they get a win over the Washington Commanders, who I think take a step back this year. still going to be good. Jaden Daniels still going to be good, but again, a step back. I like the Bucks there. 49ers 4 seed at home against 5 seed Packers. Packers are the better team this year, and they win that game. So then you go Eagles Packers here. I'm gonna flip the script and put a little surprise here and put Green Bay as the 5th seed, beating the number 1 seed Philadelphia Eagles here. And then Detroit Lions, number 2 seed versus number 3 seed Tampa Bay. I'm going to go Detroit again because I think Detroit's going to, I think they're going to learn a little something from last year. They're not going to be as good in the regular season. It's going to be a little slower road, but I think after last season, I think you're going to see a more focused and ready Detroit Lions team. So I like Detroit to beat Tampa Bay and go to the NFC title game a step further than they did a year ago. And I think they will take on the Green Bay Packers, division rival. They'll host it. And I got Detroit sweeping Green Bay in the regular season, but I don't have them beating Green Bay 3 times. I got Green Bay beating Detroit in the NFC title game. So I got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. And I will pick the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson to hoist the Lombardi Trophy and win his first, and not their first because they have 2, but his first Super Bowl this year over the Green Bay Packers. So now that I have that in the books for you all, let's just go ahead and pick today's games. They changed the look of this website of this app, so excuse me for a second while I share the screen out because it looks a little different. Okay, here we go. Share screen. I haven't done a live in a while. Okay, so here we go, folks. Make sure I'm there. Yeah, these are the games for today. All right, so Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 1.5 point favorite over the Atlanta Falcons on the road. I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that game. We'll go 23-21. They'll cover the 1.5 by winning by 2. Tampa Bay over Atlanta. Writing these down because I'm going back and putting these on my Facebook page. Cincinnati and the Browns. Cincinnati is a 5.5 point favorite. Cincinnati struggles week 1. I like them to win this game because they're just much better. But I think the Browns keep it close because they struggle week 1. So give me Cincinnati 24-20. So the Browns will actually cover. Miami and Indy, I think, is going to be a good game. Indy's a tough team, man. People don't want to give them their props. I think Miami is going to win by having a better quarterback. Tua is better than Danny Dimes. I think he's got better weapons. Even though I like Indianapolis weapons, they're very underrated. They got 3 good receivers, and they got a really good running back in Jonathan Taylor. I like Miami close here. We'll go Miami 27 and Indianapolis 20. Okay, so we'll go the Raiders against New England on the road. I mentioned New England, everyone's darling. I like the Raiders here, man. Everyone here is like, oh, the Raiders aren't that good, Indianapolis is the darling. But guess what? I like the Raiders here. They're a 2.5 point dog. Give me the Raiders here. I'll go Las Vegas 28, New England 23. New Orleans Saints, they won 6 straight openers. Everyone expects them to be terrible. You know what? Give me the Saints here. I think the Superdome in this game, I think they're going to be out to prove something. I'll take the Saints 5.5 point underdog to win this game 24-20. New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh's on the road, 2.5 point favorite. Think this is a close game. I like the Steelers here. Give me the Steelers 21-16. New York Giants, as I mentioned, this is going to be my upset of the day pick right here. As I mentioned, the New York Giants, they're going to surprise a lot of people, and they're going to start off by going on the road to the Washington Commanders and winning this game by the score of 27-24 as a 6.5 point underdog. Jacksonville and Carolina, I think this is a big game for both teams because Both teams want to establish themselves in this game and get the early win and get their season going in the right direction. Only one can get it. So give me the Carolina Panthers on the road, a 3.5-point underdog, 24-23. Denver and Tennessee, big point spread, 8.5, biggest of the day. Broncos cover. Broncos 31, Tennessee Titans 17. 49ers and the Seahawks. 49ers a 1.5-point favorite on the road. I'm not really vibing with that spread. I think Seattle's home field advantage is fantastic, and I think it's good enough to carry them to a 22-20 victory. The Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions, perhaps the game of the day. Green Bay's a 1.5-point favorite, and I like the Detroit Lions to go on the road. And yeah, it's a little contradiction in a way from the fact that I said that I think that Detroit's going to have some early season struggles because of the new coordinators and getting it together. But I also did say that I had them sweeping the regular season series against Green Bay, and then Green Bay beating them in the NFC title game. So we'll go Detroit 27-23. Okay. Rams and the Houston Texans. Good football game here. Rams are a 3.5-point favorite here. Houston Texans on the road. I think Houston's going to cover this very close game here. We'll go Rams 27-24. Hopefully for them, Matthew Stafford's fully healthy. Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bills. More likely, this is the game of the day. Baltimore is a 1.5-point favorite on the road. Obviously, I got a 3-way tiebreaker, and I got Baltimore as the number 1 seed. So clearly, I have the Ravens winning this game on the road against Buffalo. And we're going to go really razor's edge close here. We'll go 31-30. So we'll actually go Buffalo on the point spread here. So Monday night game, Minnesota and Chicago. Minnesota, 1.5-point favorite. I don't know what to expect from McCarthy. Give me the Bears here. Bears a winner by, we'll say, 24-20 Chicago. That's what I'm going to go with. All right, folks, so let me get this video over. Football's getting ready to start. Let me hurry up and upload this so you can watch this before the game started. Hope y'all have a happy football season. As always, peace and football and sports and anything else that's sports related. Y'all have a good one now.